Yeah, I wouldn't call Exeter your normal city. It's quite a pretty city, actually. The main thoroughfare has been made to look like every other bloody place in England. There, pretty much every high street. But it is a little different. Strong far right element down there too. Strangely. But then in places down there really are quite a few, people that hold those types of views. Sharing kiddies' pictures on other people's, it don't matter if she's, 23 there, she's still my child, Sorry, 22, she's still my kid. With a promising career ahead of her. And at the moment, that's looking a lot more than I've got staring in front of me right now. And trust me, I mourn that too. And it's the type of people that are actually existing in this group. I mean, look at that Ashley. That Maria's already confirmed through one independent that, yeah, that McDonald's story about him is all true. And he was behaving like that around McDonald's. But I wonder what they'll think of Mr. Ashley in Loughborough. Mr. Ashley Waldron. Or Waldron is not. Ashley's his middle name, isn't it? He isn't hyphenated. It might be. I wonder what they're going to think of you in Loughborough. And you, Mulhern, what are they going to do to you in Coventry? Now, I know Birmingham and Coventry, that's got a big, big far-right movement. And I know that because of the EDL posters, especially in and around Solihull, funnily enough. Most prevalent there, just, racist literature being applied to lampposts. It's the only place in England that I've ever witnessed anything like that, in Birmingham. Nowhere else does it, to my knowledge. All I do know, at the time there were BNP posters, it was that long ago, BNP posters all around the place. I wonder what they're going to think of you posting kiddies' pictures up onto the internet, Mulhern. I wonder what they're going to think. I wonder how your local community will start looking at you. How gobby and how fit you seem to be then to go and walk out and have a normal life. You're not going to be able to either, sunshine. You're not going to be able to either, mate. You're not going to be able to go out and have a normal life, none of you. And why is that? It's because you go around and collect people's kiddies' pictures and you post them online. If anybody does it for sexual gratification, I'd imagine that Mulhern does it for sexual gratification more than anything else. He gets a real sick kick out of it. Then people who post kiddies pictures up online normally do get a sick kick out of doing nasty things to children. You know, these little people that can't defend themselves. That's what you've done. That you know, that's what you are. You pick on children. Here we have grown men victimising and picking on innocent fucking kids. And to my mind, you're definitely child abusers. I really do think that some of you have paedophilic tendencies. Otherwise you wouldn't be doing it. Most normal people just drop it and get on with their lives. Just block and get out. You lot can't do that, can you? God knows I've tried. I've tried to keep people like you as far away from me as possible whilst doing this. But thanks to you, I've let a couple of targets go. So there were a couple that I could have, well, I would have been in a position to sting, in a you know. Oh, where were we? Yeah, probably by now. In normal circumstances, I'd have been able to go out and get them. And these abnormal circumstances, I should at least have got enough evidence to hand it into the police for them to go and pick him up. That's a sensible thing to do right now. That's me, innit? You know, 'cause if I'm stinging somebody, I'm after him, not his great auntie Beryl, who's done nothing wrong, you know? If I've got the virus, pass it on to him and he passes it on to others, you know what I mean? Because for me, stinging is about justice. It's got nothing to do with, yeah, me getting a kick out of it, because I don't. It's horrible. Stinging people, I don't like it. It's a natural thing. I just don't like doing it, but you do it because you've got to. It's the way to go. You know, you mock rape victims from the ages of 4, you know, when people experienced it from toddlers, you know what I mean, 4, you know, very young children. What do? You glorify it. You glorify rape. the rape and sexual abuse of children. A lot of you do it. You actually glorify sexual abuse of children in that chat log, and you're not even fully compass mentis as to what you're actually doing in there. But that's what you're doing in there. Make no mistake about that. But you know, there is the age-old question: what do you call somebody that goes round collecting pictures of other people's kids? I mean, it ain't a kiddies football album, is it? You know, where you need, I don't know, Gareth Bale to complete the set of Real Madrid, you know what I mean, or anything like that. It's not a sticker book, it's not a sticker album, it's not a stamp collection. They're images of other people's kids. So I want to know, what is the fascination that you've got with other people's children? Because you must be fascinated with other people's kids, because you wouldn't be doing and saying and writing the things that you're doing, saying and writing, or getting involved in any of the shit that you're getting involved in, unless you've got a deviant, yeah, psychological problem. And that's what it is. It's deviant. It's deviancy. I mean, cowards start on children and paedophiles start on children. I mean, choose one. I mean, I'm going to go for the latter. That's exactly what I think some of you are. You know, that Ashley grooming kids at McDonald's. Yeah, there's no proof because it was dealt with quietly, wasn't it? I've been going into that McDonald's all my life. Fucking hell, grow some taste buds then, innit? I tell you what, I was looking for a nonce round Bristol. Yeah, I had to go into every fucking McDonald's here. Yeah? I went in, I grabbed my first burger. Could I eat the bloody thing? It's like, nah, oh God, I've got to do this again and again and again. It's like, bloody hell. By the time I'd finished that round, I had a caffeine rush and a total dislike for McDonald's burgers. They're just tasteless bits of cardboard. But anyway, the only time you ever should go into McDonald's is if you're desperately hungry and there's nowhere else to go, or you need the toilet. That's about it. But you know, when you take a look at it, there must be 5% of the stings that, you know, where the nonce is going to go and meet them where? Oh, a McDonald's or a KFC or something like that. Perhaps that's why you hang around McDonald's. What was it that this individual said? That you're encouraging kids to fight one another, you're intimidating homeless people into giving you money, and you were warned away from McDonald's because you were being inappropriate with young girls. I mean, I don't know what, I mean, that ain't coming from my mouth, that's coming from an independent source directly from Loughborough. You know what I mean? So don't take that issue up with me, take it up with them. Then you got the Tilly tapes, which I've got around here somewhere. They're rather enlightening. And then, you know, that's the time when you start asking yourself a question, these type of, you know, what type of morons are these people? I mean, we've got Savile there saying that she's been decoying for 3 years, but she hasn't caught one. I wonder what, I mean, how? I mean, I make my decoy ultra difficult. I know I do a slow job, love, but doing it for 3 years and you ain't caught one, I'd give up. You don't know what the hell you're doing. Just like Safebook. Didn't know what you were doing there either. Oh, I'll do it. Delayed that project. Which unfortunately, no, I don't think it ever really got off the ground. But it was a good idea. It was an excellent idea. But then I haven't really been watching its development. I was for a while, but it seems to have gone up into the ether. Yeah, so we got a public toilet there down in a very violent, tiny city. A really clicky little city, actually. And then you've got dopey draws in Loughborough. The McFlurry kid. I don't know why you don't go the whole hog and become an ice cream man. You'd enjoy that. Fucking horrible cunt he is. You know, I mean, he generally abuses women. He abuses children. He abuses the homeless. He mocks disabilities. He mocks rape victims. And during lockdown, he was mocking a bus driver for doing his job. Actually turned around to him and criticised him for working during lockdown. And this is coming from a bloke that's hardly done a day's work in his life. I did for sort of like 11 years of my life. I was out of my home for like 4 or 5 nights a week. Sometimes up to 14, sometimes up to, well actually no. What was my longest stint away? 6 weeks. That's whilst I was setting up in Scotland. Getting staff and shit like that, you know. And making sure the engine was running. And then I went back, I flew back home after that. First 6 week stint, and flew back flew back on the Sunday night. Left on the Friday, back on the Sunday night, yeah. So 4 or 5 nights of the week, I didn't even enjoy the own property that I was living in. In fact, I hardly spent any time there at all. Yeah, so I've worked my nuts off, like, you know, I know that. If I was well enough to go back out there and start smashing things up like I used to, of course, I'd be straight out there like a shot, mate. I'd rather be on £4 grand a month you know, without breaking a sweat, than living off of what I'm living off right now, which is more than enough. Don't get me wrong, but it's just, you know, I can't be jet set anymore. You know what I mean? Really, you're shopping just bloody hell. They're taking the piss, aren't they? Complain, get all your money back. That's just, yeah. Just say you're totally disgusted. Say you had to go and get a takeaway last night because of their incompetence, and that you know that you demand a full and a full refund because you haven't said what they said they were going to do, i.e. deliver it at a certain time. But yeah. Unless the terms and conditions state that, yeah, sometimes they might be up to 12 hours late, but I can't imagine them writing it into the small print. Yeah, so when you're all convicted of possessing images of, well, I think this, what he's done in one of these pictures, I'm not sure, well, thank God I haven't seen it, but put somebody's kid in a, yeah, depicted her in sort of a sexual manner. And in fact, the picture of her wasn't of her as an adult, it was her of a child. So therefore, what does that make you guilty of? Distributing indecent images of children, Richie. That's what it makes you guilty of. And anybody that's received it is in receipt of child sexual abuse images, indecent images of children. Thank God I didn't open up my photos. The photos that you know, the mock. You know, I don't open any of those photos that say, oh, this image could be, this is covered because it may be too graphic. The content may be too graphic for you. I mean, when they're posting up shit like that, and Facebook give you a warning that it's extremely graphic, then you just understand what type of pictures that they're posting up in there. So you just can't open them up. You know? You know that as a decoy. Never open up anything that says, yeah. And if it's from a genuine place, like a news source, like Tap to Uncover Video, yeah, then that's alright. But not in there. And Bod is going to be in trouble when he, you know, in Loughborough, isn't he? What for? Possession of that material? I don't know, he's probably posted it off somewhere. But he's definitely in receipt of that image. He's probably viewed that image, and I just thank God I haven't. yeah, so all those nasty things you've tried to do to me and others, Richie and Ashley and co, is going to come straight back at you all at full force, but it'll be the truth. That's the thing. There won't be a lie that comes out my mouth when I write about you lot. I won't dress it up to be more than it is, and I'm not going to dress it down into insignificant. I'm going to tell them exactly, word for word, what you've been doing for 3 years. Now you've been abusing other people's children. I'm sure people in Exeter are going to love you for that. They're going to love you. Like I said, I know the city. I've knocked it 3 times. Exeter for me is a place of sort of like quite special significance. It is actually down at the service station down there that I went for my interview for my canvassing job for the newspapers for the first time. And I hit my second highest score there as well in Exeter. Did I? Hang on, no. Third highest. Third highest score in Exeter. I know the roads as well. I'll be able to point them out on the map for you. Yeah, the only advantage of living that far southwest is actually more pasty shops. That's about it. And beaches. And stunningly beautiful areas. I mean, that's what Devon and Cornwall have got. Mind you, Somerset's got a fair few of those as well. But then I consider Somerset a nasty little county as well. Or some of the towns within it are a disgrace. My hometown, my birthplace being one of them. Not my hometown, I don't consider that my hometown. Stagursey I consider my home. But might transfer out and go and move there in my later years. Go get buried with my father. Whenever these things do occur, who knows? Could be this winter. And that goes for any single one of us. You wait till this second spike. You lot that think that nothing's gonna happen and nothing's go on and this is past. You wait until late October. Johnson reckoning he's got. They reckon they'll have a vaccine before Christmas. Oh yeah, I truly hope that they do. I truly hope that they do. But I can honestly say, if this virus wiped out any of these individuals, I'd probably I'd just start laughing. You know, if I died of it, fuck it, that's the way life goes. You know what I mean? That's the thing about life, it always ends in death. Because this one is going to have a sting in its tail, I reckon, this next wave. Just like the last one. Was it next month they're going to be what are they going to start doing next month? Oh, that's it. The restaurant vouchers. Good luck with that. I think that's the most pathetic idea that I've ever heard in my life. I mean, you've got people with car insurance and all that lot getting 2 for 1 meal Sunday to Thursday anyway, so that ain't going to make any impact. On anything. At all. That's why so many businesses go to that, compare the market app and that, not Money Supermarket, that's gone bust, but, or that Meerkat thingy. They stopped doing the teddy bears as well, the bastards. I've got a Jedi still in its box. The Jedi Meerkat. I think, apart from his noddy, isn't it? You love your noddy, don't you? You like killing noddy, don't you? I don't like noddy either. I hate noddy too. Because I was made to dress up as noddy, wasn't I? On the Queen's Jubilee. And all I did was cry all afternoon because I felt like a turd. Yeah, I did. Yeah. That's why, you know, you've got a noddy toy, innit? If you just wanted to make sense of that. I was younger than you. I was. Well, in human years. Not in doggy years, obviously. But in human years, I was younger than you, sunshine. And they decided to dress me up as fucking noddy. Go around Sheraton and Burton on a shy horse and cart, which is meant to be fun, but and then, you know, then the wedding day. I was also in Stigursi for the wedding day of Charles and Diana, and there was bunting up, and the hunt gathered that morning, and grot bags of which turned up in the afternoon, cackling in her green makeup. And she was a flamboyant lady, Carol Lee Scott. I used to serve her when I worked in the ironmonger shop all the time. I used to serve grot bags of witch. And she used to come in these like stripy leggings. She's like, you know, still not within character, but yeah. She was very well spoken. And I mean extremely plummy voice. Not but not condescendingly so. Not that plummy. But at that point I couldn't believe, obviously because I was a kid, of 7 or 8, that I just met grot bags of witch. Funny, isn't it, how Jimmy Savile and Rolf Harris were attending the wedding that day. Yeah. So she used to just go round doing personal appearances of grot bags of witch. That's all she did. And we were sat out the front of the Ackland Hood, which is no longer a pub. Jehovah's Witnesses have bought it and converted it into sort of like holiday flats. They're in a campsite down the road. Oh yeah, what else was I going to say? Apart from, oh yeah, one thing, there doesn't look to be any decent bets on this week. Not if I'm going to have another look, but I can't see anything on the horizon there. It's any good. I think I got 3 out of the 5 yesterday. I haven't really checked, but I know both teams have scored. So I might just revert to that pattern and see what goes on. Because what I did on Saturday, I mixed it up. 6 out of 7. So I might just start going for smaller snatches like that. Because a 30 to 1 shot is as good as a, you know, you'll hit them a lot more than you will hit a 200 to 1. Although I'm getting exceedingly close a lot of the time. Never mind. Still ain't losing. So, all good. And it keeps me, actually, it keeps me occupied. You know, when I haven't got the music to hand, that I, you know, or films or anything like that, then that's the thing that is keeping me ticking over, if you like. Just having the odd punt on a few football matches. And I never watch the football matches, that's the other thing, because I don't like football. I'm not, well, I wouldn't say I don't like it, I just ain't too keen on it. I don't like people that trip over blades of grass and, you know, cheat like they do, or argue with the ref the way they do. I think it's setting a bad example to kids. Question authority by all means, but don't do that on a sports field. You live with the decision, even although it might have seemed unfair, and you walk off, or you know, you just like. Which is why I don't agree with DRS. You know, these decision review systems. I think they're as flawed as humans are. Especially with that one England goal where it definitely crossed the line. It wasn't allowed. And that's when DRS, what was that? Yeah, that's what brought it all into focus. But I don't like it in cricket either, because it just takes the guesswork, you know what I mean? It's like, should be, I think it ought to be left to the umpire's call. And that alone. Because the thing about sport, the decisions sometimes have to be flawed because we're human. You can't, you know. And obviously, if a test umpire makes too many bad decisions, he's no longer a test umpire, is he? Would get the sack. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this technology coming in. I think it takes a little bit of the humanity out of it. Or the flawed nature of human beings, you know, getting things wrong. Even if it means relegation or promotion, or, you know, the FA Cup or whatever it is, whatever competition it is. That's a place where you can make errors. Yeah, you'd get some flack for making that decision, but that goes with the territory too. Anyway. You know, I mean, by doing that to me, Richie, I mean, it is weird predatory behaviour. I hope you do know that. It's akin to stalking. I don't look at your profile and look at your pictures. I wouldn't want to. I've got no business doing that either, you know? But when that conviction comes through, Richie, the people of Exeter's going to know about it. When we get the conviction in Loughborough, they're all going to know about it, and in Bod. I know that off of a website that slated him for spending £91,000 on dodgy phone lines, dodgy ways of communicating. Isn't it funny though? Yeah. You can't. I mean, it's patently obvious you can't trust any electronic devices in that man's hand. Yeah, you can't stick a mobile phone in his hand. You certainly couldn't put him on a contract. He probably doesn't want to go onto a contract. He probably doesn't trust himself. He'll probably be thrown in, you know, Babe Station again. It wasn't Babe Station, it was Clan 66. Same thing, dickhead. Like, you know, oh, no, you know, people defending it. Oh, no, it's Cloud 66. It's like, brainwashed fucking idiots. I mean, the people that actually, you know, are friends with him, you know, have got a similar IQ to him. You know? Oh, yeah, Richie's posted up a picture of me and my daughter on his page. You know, this is the one that's been posting inappropriate images of children. Is actually now being actively investigated for it because they've seen something and it's like, oh, hang on, he's used a picture of a minor, hasn't he? Somebody when they were a minor. And put it into a disgusting picture. So what's that? What do you call somebody in possession of that type of image? What do you call a person that goes around collecting images of other people's kids and grandkids? I mean, come on. It ain't hard to work out. What do paedophiles do? They go round collecting images of children, right? I mean, it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. Why are they going round and collecting pictures of Joanne's kids and grandchildren? Why are they going round and doing it to other people? And exposing their kids and mocking them up in pictures. What do you call somebody that goes round actually collecting pictures of other people's children? What do you call them? Because I can't see it as any other way that you're paedophiles, obviously. And any of you that are in receipt of that image, you're all guilty too. I mean, I'm not in receipt of it, thank God. It might be on that page, but I haven't opened it. So I'm not in receipt of it. So I'm clear. And had I been in receipt of it, then I'd have gone to the police with it. You know what I mean? Whatever image it is you've sent, I don't know, and I don't want to know either. I think Mr. Whitworth's going to have a field day with you, Sunshine, after the trouble you've put him through, ripping off his database webpage and naming innocent people as paedophiles. Isn't it funny? Yeah, the people that, you know, usually make the accusation first, and, you know, these sorts of they're hiding the fact that they probably harbour those feelings themselves. I mean, when you take a look at it psychologically, yeah, they're probably in denial of the fact, so they name other people as paedophiles because they don't want to be known as ones themselves. You know, actual stories from people in Loughborough telling people what what Ashley Waldron's been doing in Loughborough, picking on homeless people, hanging around McDonald's, getting kids to fight each other. What a low-life piece of scum you are, Waldron. What was it? Intimidating homeless people out of money, hanging around McDonald's, being inappropriate with kids, and being asked to leave McDonald's because of your behaviour. I mean, like I said, this ain't coming from my mouth, this is coming from a local from Loughborough dude. And then you got the others on that, where you are really getting trolled and slated. I think it's on a Fox's website, yeah? Where people actually know you. And actually there's quite a lot of what people think of you are actually on that page. They think you're a weirdo, a honey nut Fruit Loop. That's what they think you are. Not right in the head. And Christ, I haven't even met you. You know what I mean? And I know you're not right in the head. And yeah, this is another one. This is what's like, don't throw stones if you live in glass houses. He's there trying to get me sectioned. Yeah? When he's the one that probably needs sectioning. Again, a mask, isn't it? You know, because anybody that's in that group, and anybody, you know, and in that group and laughing and giggling and joking along with the sharing of these images, yeah, you need some deep, or you need some psychological help. You need to get some counselling because your behaviour is far from normal. You got to you got to start asking deep-seated questions. Why are you going around and collecting people, you know, kiddie pics, basically? Why are you going around and saving other people's kiddie pics? And again, who else goes around collecting kiddie pics? What type of individual does that? You know, and let alone post those images up on the internet. It is the behaviour. It is paedophilic behaviour. Sorry, but if you go around collecting images of other people's kids, yeah, then that's an unhealthy interest in my eyes. You got no right. Okay, it might be public, but you still got no right to go in there and take it. And in fact, it is against the law. You know, we know you haven't handed in all your devices as well. You've so much as admitted that as well on the live. I mean, you're stupid. You're perverting the course of justice just by doing that. You're hampering an investigation because, you know, there are devices in that house that you've been using, but you haven't handed in. Because you had your game plan worked out for when the police turned up, Sunshine. I know that. And you know that. But all those times you called others paedophiles and put them onto that fake UK database website, karma's coming for you, sunshine. I'm telling you, karma is on its way. And it's an express train, mate. It's a fucking express train. Because now the gloves are off. You know, I'd have just written a report about you before, you know, when you were found guilty. But now I'm going to town. Anywhere you go, I'm going to be following you, and I'm going to be telling all those local populations who you are and what you've done. You're never going to get a moment's peace, sunshine. I'm telling you that much for nothing. So everywhere, once you get this conviction, yeah, you ain't moving anywhere. You can't, I mean, 'cause wherever you do move, you know what I mean? There's going to be me, or there's going to be Whitwer, or there's going to be one of us that are going to find out where you are. And we're just going to alert the local population as to what you like, really. That's about it. Like I said, I'm not going to threaten you. I'm not going to come to your door. And you are one lucky individual. Had I not reported this to the police, and had you done that, you'd be getting a visit, son. And it ain't as if I haven't held a bloody big red dorky in my hand before, like, you know, so I know what I'm doing. And you're damn lucky that the police do know about this, what you've been doing. So I've made reports about you, so it'd be pretty stupid of me to ever make an attempt. Well, to make the attempt that I want to make, but that's by the by, innit? Some things are worse than violence. And you're about to find out what that thing is. But I'm not alone. There's quite a few people that want to do that man some harm for what he's done to them and their families. And the suicide attempts that you've enabled, pushed for. They're that sick that they put people into that frame of mind that they actually try and kill themselves. I've had reports of people having to go to hospital because of them. I've had photographs of people with sort of like cuts down their arms because they've been self-harming because of their behaviour. and they all think it's funny. They all think it's a laugh. They all think it's great that people actually try and kill themselves. And actually, it's stated, this is ancient, that it was their intention to kill somebody, and that was printed in that torture chamber. I think, if my memory serves me correctly, that was the original one. You know, the one that Cooper was a member of. The one that was sort of like carry on. He was doing exactly what TC2's doing, but the only difference between TC1 and TC2 is the worst of TC1 have gone into TC2. And 3, and whatever they want to fucking call it nowadays. And the only reason why they join these chat groups is to target individuals. Wholesale. Abuse them. Send police around to their door. The RSPCA. Social services. They accuse you of having things on your device which you don't actually have. And the police come around, they take your devices away. It's happened to Pete Green twice. It's happened to me once. Some bullshit allegation that I've got child sexual abuse images on my bloody phone. The persons or people that have done that, yeah, when they come back as clean and as fresh as a daisy, I am seeking legal recourse against you for making these disgusting allegations, these wrongful allegations against me. And that means you, Bentman. But evidently it looks as if they were trying to frame me or fit me up with having abuse images on my phone anyway, according to a part of that conversation. So how were they going to do that? That's the other question I've got to ask you. How are they going to do that then? They can't just plant it on me, can they? And I've always had the foresight never to open any of those images anyway, so... If I don't open it, I don't know what's there. So therefore I live in ignorance. And I'm only, I only get, the people that they're targeting telling me what they've been put in these pictures. But for the individual that was photographed, there's 2 pictures of this person's daughter, and you put them side by side, which she did, and you can tell the bone structure on the right hand side is that of a 13 or 14-year-old girl, and you can tell that the other ones are the profile of an adult, because that's when your face structure changes through those years. So he has surreptitiously shared an image of a kid without even checking. He's just gone bonzo into her profile and just ripped off all these pictures, not actually giving any consideration of the girl's age at the time of the picture. Which basically is, a picture of a child. And then they've mocked her up into a picture and sent it off. That's what he's being investigated for. I do know that. So my only instruction was, I said, well, it's definitely got a time and date stamp on it from when you've saved it. Just find out how old she was in any of these images, and if you can date them back to when she's 13 or 14, then, which I think has happened, then we've got something. You see, that's what you get for exposing other people's kids. You know, you will get bitten on the ass for it in the end, I swear to God, and you're about to, Richie. All the more harder for your actions last night now. I ain't quitting on you, not now. I ain't never going to quit on you, Sunshine. When you get that conviction, your life's going to become a fucking misery. And I can guarantee you that's a promise from me to you. And like I said, the people that know me do know that I always keep my word. I never deviate from my word. I never change my word. If I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it. And as you probably guessed, there's no motherfucker that's going to talk me out of it either. I haven't got time to flip-flop about, yeah, or be indecisive. It's like I'm doing it. Bang. That's it. Just do it. That's how you've come unstuck, Richie. That's how you've become unstuck. In your quest for collecting other people's children's photographs, you've delved into somewhere they're actually underage. Like I said last night, like I said up on the hill, like I've said a couple times yesterday, your best bet, Sunshine, is to go down and admit everything that you've done, every picture you've saved, every picture that you've made, every false allegation that you've made, every post on that UK database that you've ever made. Because I tell you what, Sunshine, with the litany of charges coming against you, basically, if it was a roll of paper and, you know, the laws you broke and you shoved it up your ass, right, it would hurt, I'd imagine. So yeah, posting inappropriate content of children. I'll say inappropriate because I don't know what the bloody image is yet. I don't know whether it's sexually inappropriate or just damned inappropriate. I really don't know. I'd guess the former and not the latter, otherwise they wouldn't be taking action. So I imagine it's sexually inappropriate. And they're defending, oh, well, she is an adult. No. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. If that's a picture of a minor, at the time of that picture, it don't matter. It's still a picture of a minor. It's still a picture of somebody at that, yeah? Of somebody's younger self. So therefore it is an image of a child. And the law categorically states that. But then I know that because I'm a decoy. And against popular belief and understanding, I'm a bloody good one. And that's with hunters with years worth of experience, not just a piddling few months. You know, former internet interceptors, they've read my logs and gone, yep, passed. Go get them, Tex. And that's exactly what I did. Another hunter's checking over my, but I don't need that anymore. I don't need to use that facility anymore when I do go back out. I've watched Soul Survivor. I think I've only watched one sting during lockdown and all this, and that was the one the other night, Soul Survivors, where Lukey made one of the funniest, honestly, it's got to be dopey comment of the year. Stop looking at me with your eyes. That he actually come out and said that. I thought, that's fucking unbelievable. Stop looking at me with your eyes. It's like, yeah, great line, man. Great line. I'll use that one next time I go out. His explanation was that he was pissing him off. There we go. So, what are your thoughts on the matter? Do you think that it's normal to go around making collections of other people's children and having a collection of photographs in your possession of those children? Do you think that's a healthy way to go? Do you think that's a normal thing to do? And if it isn't a normal thing to do, then why isn't it a normal thing to do? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on people that collect images of children? Which is basically what they're doing. Isn't it? Otherwise Richie wouldn't be in the stuck right now. What he's done. And when he gets convicted, because he will get convicted of this, you mark my words, he's fucked it. And all those nasty allegations about me being a nonce and me grooming 15-year-old kids, all that bullshit you made up about me, well, I'm going to trump that with the fucking truth about you, mate. That's what I'm going to do to you. And I'm going to shout it from every rooftop in Devon. As I told you back in April, you started fucking with the wrong individual here. So I don't give up. I don't fold, and I will not yield to the likes of you. Child abusers. Nothing more, nothing less. Just a bunch of child abusers. That's all they are. Am I afraid of child abusers? Nah, I ain't afraid of them. If I was afraid of them, I wouldn't do what I'm doing. What I've done, would I? If I was afraid of child abusers. Or people that abuse children. People who collect images of children. It's a sick practice, didn't you agree? I mean, do you wake up in the morning every morning thinking, oh God, yeah, let's go and find a picture of such and such's kids? I mean, I swear to God, that's how you wake. But some of these people are waking up in the morning. Oh, let's see what we can do to their kids today. That is their raison d'être. That's what they get up and wake up for every morning. They've got no other. They've got no other life to live than to actually go around doing this. They've got no lives at all. All they'd rather do is abuse other people's children and abuse other people and drive them into suicide attempts and drive them to kill themselves. I spoke to Mags last night. She now gets what's happened. And when the truth of this all comes out, she's going to name the people that were abusing her decoy. Going to call every single one of them out. You know, the poor chap that threw himself in front of a train. We're going to let his soul rest. And we're going to get the perpetrators. And now she's linking things up. And it's like, actually, Simon, you were right. But, you know, you haven't thought of the future. None of you have you? You know, you haven't thought of the bits of, oh, well, what if people find out that I've been collecting images of kids? You know, I mean, you haven't thought that far ahead, have you? I mean, you weren't even thinking so far ahead as just to go in and nick any old photograph off of any old profile without any consideration of when that photograph was dated, because that's how ludicrously stupid and flawed you actually are. Never thought for a moment that you might be taking a picture of a kid and manipulating it in the way you've manipulated it. And there ain't no defence, oh well, she's 18. That is no defence at all. It's still a picture of a kid. Still a picture of a kid, and you've made an inappropriate image of that child, and you've sent it to others through that chat group, which means you're now guilty of distributing said image. And the people that have opened it, apart from obviously the parents that opened it because it's their child, you know, there's not a lot really you can say about any of this without actually, you know, it's astounding. It's bad. It's really bad. And they've been getting away with it for years. And this is my point. They've been collecting pictures of children for a couple of years. At least a couple of years, maybe 3. They've been going around other people's profiles, literally looking for their kids and their grandkids. Now, there's something intrinsically unhealthy about that, wouldn't you agree? I mean, not only is it morally wrong, it's also illegal. Highly illegal. And those currently safe streets that you call home, Richie, they're not going to be safe for you much longer, mate. Because as soon as they find out about your crime down there, dude, they're going to go absolutely spare. And it ain't only that. You're parked right next door to Chris Whitwer. Now that's poetic justice. That is poetic justice, that is. And you know, that good old reliable phrase, what goes round comes round. If you dish it out, you're gonna get bitten on the ass at one or at any given point. You know what I mean? When you start behaving in these disgusting manners, you will eventually become unstuck. And you have become unstuck, horribly unstuck, mortally unstuck, maybe. You're the one that's going to have to walk around the streets with a real conviction, yeah, for possessing and making illegal images of children. You're the one that's going to be walking around guilty of that, sunshine, not me. I'd never do that in a million years. But you, yeah, seem very happy to do that all along. You've been doing it for years. You've been doing it for years. And those immortal words, I'm untouchable, are gonna come back and haunt you. I told you, you're not untouchable. Nobody's untouchable. I'm not untouchable. I've got my flaws and I've got my weaknesses. Of course I do. Everybody does. But then there's nothing as near as chronic and pronounced as what yours is, sunshine. You've all got a problem. A really, really bad problem. And when you sort of like just paint it as it is, yeah, you go round collecting images of other people's kids, and that's it. That's it. I mean, even in that act alone, it's disgusting. Just by doing that, it's disgusting. And then you laugh and giggle about it because you've made up a sick image of one of them. Yeah, and you all laugh and joke about it. Cooper laughs about it, Ashley laughs about it, Leverland laughs about it, Nick Ken and Danny Snow laugh about it. You had that Leverland taking pictures outside Joanne Mossop's kids' school and posted that up. There's another one that goes round, you know, I mean, they all just go round abusing other people's children. You know, I mean, without all the crap, that's exactly what they're doing. You know, in its most simplistic, you know, the best way to explain it, yeah. And one of them, Richie, might just be getting done. He will be getting done. I know he's going to get done. She's gone too far this time. The police ain't going to ignore what he's done here. Trust me on that. He's as guilty as sin. He is as guilty as sin. He knows it. he put on that post, "We'll just let the police do their investigations." He didn't say in that post, "I am innocent of these charges." He said, "Oh, we'll just let the police do their investigation." But bearing in mind that these offences stretch over a 6-month period, then, yeah, now we're talking abuse, aren't we? So he is guilty. We all know he's guilty of it. You know, I mean, just by him posting that picture of my daughter and myself, yesterday. He's still targeting people's kids. Okay, she's an adult in that one. Like I said, she's already contributed to society already. Working on that Evo fit. Every time you see a mugshot put on the telly on the newspaper, my daughter's had it, input into that, a lot of input into that. As a research assistant for the professor that was doing it. I told him back in April, I warned him back in April not to start on me. But if poetic justice has got anything, this is poetic justice. He's actually guilty, of what he's accused others of doing. That is poetic justice. That is poetic justice. If the cap fits, bloody wear it, sunshine, I'm telling you. And you're going to wear that cap for the rest of your days. When you're walking down the street, it'll be, "Oh, look, that's that pervert Richie who distributes sickening images of kids." The one that points innocent people out as being paedophiles. Oops. You've made one hell of a mistake there, sunshine, I'm telling you. You've made one massive error. Talk about throwing stones and glass houses. Funny, the amount of stones I haven't broken yet. I'm still here, and I'm still standing up to you. You know what I mean? And after all the abuse that you've poured on me, I ain't quitting on you now. Now more than ever, I'm not going to quit on you. I'm going to make your life a fucking nightmare for what you've done yesterday. So when you're convicted, sunshine, that's when I start. That's when I start. So if you want to know how to conduct a hate campaign, I'm about to show you how, sunshine. But the thing is, everything that I do is going to be legal, and it's going to be backed up, and it's going to be there. You won't be able to touch me for it. Because, and not only that, because none of what I'd be saying would be libelous. Everything that I'll be saying is the truth. So, you know what I mean? I'm untouchable from that point in. When you've got that conviction, it will be there, you know, registered in court, won't it? That you've got that conviction, people can go and check it out. When you go to court, guess who's going to be there, sunshine? Me. You're going to watch you sob in that dock, giving out every excuse under the sun for your vile behaviour. Having your solicitor bleep, don't send him to prison, he isn't psychologically cut out for prison. But that's the only place you deserve to go. The sickening things you've been doing. You know, how do we know that that isn't your mum that's been typing into it either? You know what I mean? She's using her identity. So her identity's going to go out there. He was posing as Mary Ritchie, his mother. So as it's been said in her name, why hasn't her devices been taken? Because to all and sundry, you've been writing under your mother's name. That's naturally assuming that it isn't your mother typing it, but that's making assumptions, isn't it? But then if you've written anything in her name, you know what I mean? So that name will come out too. Yeah. The son of Mary Ritchie wrote in her name. I will painfully point out that she's got nothing to do with your vile behaviour as well. You know, I will blatantly point that out. Poor woman. Using your mum as a shield ain't the first time, is it, you coward? When Chris come knocking at your door and when James come knocking at your door. Your mouth closed and your asshole expanded through fear on those two occasions, didn't it? After all the vile things you've been saying about those two individuals. Actually, I quite like James. He's alright. We've put all that behind us. All that nonsense from a few years ago. And, yeah. We picked up a bit of respect for one another. Isn't that good? But do you know what? Like those two, Well, those two may have failed getting you brought to account this time with a lot of us, including me, are going to get you sent down, sunshine. Of course, on that post he hasn't mentioned the charges that he's actually facing. Not really. I think the reason why they're taking so long with my phones as well is because they are actually seriously looking into you now, sunshine. I reckon they're seriously looking into what you've been doing. And if they've got you for offences over a 6-month period, then Jesus Christ. Yeah, they must have been watching you. Which is good, really, because if they're watching you between those times, they haven't seen what you've done from April the 6th onwards, have they? And that is just another fucking kettle of fish that you're just going to have to wait and face. And like I said, all along, you're all guilty through joint enterprise. Anybody that's actually received that image that you sent on that chat, anybody that's actually received it, and opened it, apart from your intended victims, that is, the likes of me, Joe, and all that lot, yeah, who've got well, no interest in what you're posting whatsoever, to be perfectly frank. It's all just sick. What makes me mad is that they're the ones that's like, oh yeah, don't listen to him, he's ill, he's not very well, he's this, he's that. Yeah, he's a drunk, he's a druggie, he's this, but at least I don't go round collecting people's fucking images, yeah, children's images of other people's kids, or posting inappropriate things up onto the internet. Those are the two things that I do not do. I get drunk occasionally, I get stoned occasionally. I walk a lot, I'm eating a lot better, I'm drinking a lot less. A lot less. In fact, I had about 4 pints yesterday. Which is enough of that stuff, I'm telling you. I think I'm going to do myself a nice ploughman's lunch today. I've got some Stilton, some smoked apple wood, and some cheddar. Got 3 types of chutney and Branston. Mustards. I might go to Marston's and get an apple. The fruit, not the phone. Just in case you're asking, wondering even. Yeah, but it's when you're convicted, isn't it? That's when the shit's going to hit the fan, Richie. When you're all convicted. Because a lie is one thing. People do believe lies. And people have believed the shit that you've written about me twice now. Grooming 15-year-old kids and putting it onto a public forum. Don't worry about me, sunshine. Worry about yourself. To tell you what, there's going to be one thing worse than you going to prison. Alright? And that's you not going to prison. That's going to, yeah, if you want to know your choices, what's going to be best for you, right? After being convicted of this, do you know what? The best thing they could do is send you to prison. The worst thing for you is for you to be left back out on those streets, dude. I'm telling you. You don't want to be walking around Exeter with a conviction like that. In fact, you don't want to be seen out the house. You know, I fundamentally know that my devices are as clean as a whistle. Because if I did ever receive anything like that, like I said, on my decoy phone, I'd just shut it down, call the police, bang, that's it. End of conversation. Hand the phone in straight away, bang, there you go, it's right there, do your work. But I despise people that abuse children, you know, that disrupt innocence, that targets innocence, and that corrupts children, bullies children, or mistreats children. I just can't stomach it. I can't stomach your behaviour. I can't believe the way that you're targeting kids throughout this country. I think it's absolutely deplorable. But mark my words, when you get this conviction, Richie, I ain't going to let go of you. Cheers. And on that note, I'll catch you later.